Welcome to another edition of Local Focus. I'm your host, Sebastian Noel. First, I want to update you, like I promised, on some previous guests. Talk about my guys at Highlands. Jalen Domino Lovato getting some minutes, contributing on the floor. Man, that's so nice to see. Marlon and Jose Vigil take a redshirt year this year. If you weren't with us last week, Jordan Bird was named the Offensive Freshman of the Year by Rocky Long and his staff there at San Diego State. Amaya Brown is killing it right now, starting at Florida State. You know, we got to check in. I don't know. We got to check in on Haley Reisig, see how she's doing at Penn. So we'll have an update for you on that next week. But some of our previous guests are really killing it. This week, I'm excited to welcome in. Well, this guy had a pretty special night on the last night of the season in the football year. Let's take a look at some of those highlights as the La Cueva Bears won the championship on football's final day of the season. Obviously, you know my guest, who that is now. It's the running back that just made all that happen during the championship. It's DeAndre Williams. Welcome to the show. And first of all, how cool is it to have your signature moment on the last day of the season when it means the most, when the trophy's up for grabs?
That's pretty special. That's pretty special to me, and just everything on how everything just happened. It's special, and I can thank God and can't take it for granted.
We cut out just your highlights. We saw your highlights there. We're going to take a look at the full game highlights in a little bit. We'll let you go through that. We'll let you be a broadcaster for a day.
All right.
If you ever wanted to be Adam or me, we'll let you call the plays of that championship. But let's, first of all, you know, this year, obviously at the beginning of the year, a lot of people talking about Dorian Lewis, the Cleveland High School running back. And similar story. You know, you were the hot story coming out of Texas the previous year. So tell our audience what brought you to New Mexico.
What brought me to New Mexico was that I had some family issues back in San Antonio, Texas, and things weren't going good for me down there. I was just making mistakes, same mistakes, honestly, and it was time for me to change. Like, it was time for a change,
And so, first of all, who realized those mistakes? Was that something that you realized? Hey, man, I gotta straighten up here, or was it family members? I mean, why don't you dive deeper into that?
It was definitely family members for sure, and not even just me, but my sisters too were living there at the time, and they even saw, like, they knew it wasn't the right situation for me and for them, and I just had to make a move for what was best for us and what was best for me.
So what kind of things were going on there, if you don't mind sharing?
Just family issues once again, you know, like just family issues. That's all I can really say, just family issues.
Right, and then they decided, as a group, your support system, which is so important, right? Right. Decided, hey, we gotta do what's best here, and pack up and take it from there. I mean,
yes, sir.
What made La Cueva the destination?
So my freshman year down there at Edison High School in Texas. Before them, 8th grade and 7th grade year in middle school down here in Albuquerque, before I moved to Texas, I played Yaffa football for La Cueva. And so I had a bond with the teammates for sure. And whenever I moved, I was playing football down there in Texas. I saw that La Cueva was okay, like they're decent. I'm not sure if they did good that year, but I was jealous because I saw what their program had that our program didn't. And so I wanted to be a part of that too. So
where did you come from? What did your program not have?
Like, we didn't have team dinners, team breakfasts. Just the chemistry too wasn't even there. But the coaching staff was honestly different too. The coaches really care for us as players, us as students, and it's a blessing.
So you get to La Cueva, and what's first of all your first impression? I mean, obviously you knew the kids.
I knew quite a few. There was some older, like a year older than me, a class older than me that I didn't know. And so I had to get their respect pretty much. I had to earn like it was still unfinished for me. Like, I still had to earn my respect on the team, I feel like. So other than that, I didn't play my sophomore year in football for La Cueva, but I practiced every day. I practiced with them, and every day practice for me was like a game. And so that's how I feel like I got my spot.
What were your initial impressions of Coach and the staff and
the love, just everything. They really care. They really care about us, and they're outgoing too. They're outspoken. They're everything. They're top notch. They're leaders I can look up to.
So when you get this noise from the outside about La Cueva, where you hear, all they care about is winning. That's all that matters at La Cueva. You're telling us there's more to it than that, right? Those guys are really there to develop you as students and young men.
I see La Cueva is top.
Because La Cueva gets a bad rap sometimes.
They do. They
Don't
just
get me wrong.
care
about winning, right?
I don't really see it as that. I mean, I know we win a lot. We just win. I mean, honestly, we just win. Yeah, we just win, and that's all because of thanks to our community, our teachers, just everyone who supports us and everyone who gives us the opportunity to do that.
So when you got here, and did you have to battle for a position when you got back, or how
I feel like I did. Okay. I definitely feel like, because nothing was just given to me.
Okay.
Nothing was just given to me. I definitely had to earn my spot there.
Okay.
For sure.
We're gonna take our first time out here, DeAndre. We're gonna come back and we'll dive into last season first. You guys went a long way last year. Came up a little short to talk about that, and then we'll recap a very special season this year. We'll be right back.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at Proview Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
All right, we're back here. Let's talk a little bit about the season, not this year, but before.
Ooh.
Obviously it didn't end the way you guys wanted it, right? But first talk about that championship game and what was on the other side of the ball there. Obviously that was an impressive football team on the other side, wasn't it?
It was, no doubt about. I really thought that their offensive unit was pretty stellar, but I really can't say much about it. I mean, we have excuses, of course, but I didn't play much that game. I probably got a total maybe like 6 plays and maybe 11 yards, but because I had a slight fractured ankle. But other than that, I feel like we still could have beat them. We still should have won that game.
I mean, impressive when you look back at it. You have your injury. Dylan's out there with his, right? I mean, you guys are talking about moxie. You guys are out there so banged up.
Right, that's right.
Was there ever any thought about, did Dylan ever, think about shutting it down? Did you ever think about shutting it down?
Not at all. I know whenever the doctor said it was a slight fracture, I teared up. It was like, there's no way, like, I have to play. Like, there's no way. I still have next year. I still have next year, and I'm pretty sure that was his mentality too, his mental mentality, I want to say. But yeah, we were ready. We had to leave it all on the field, and that's what we did. We gave it our best, and we gave it our all.
So, does the mindset going into the off season and this year become automatically unfinished business? We got to take care. I mean,
of course.
Talk about, when did that start?
That started as soon as we lost that championship game. Ever since then, like, we're like, we got unfinished business here, boys.
Now, was that something that was coach driven, or was that something that was the fellas? That was
definitely coach driven. Coach threw out a message out there, and we followed through. We followed through with it. We kept up with it.
And so you go into the season this year, and obviously you get off to a hot start. I mean, talk about the early parts of the season. Did you guys at that point know that, hey, we're going to be there the final week of the season? I mean, what was the mentality like early part of the season?
Not at all. Not at all. I was not expecting what the season was going to turn out to be like. I was just hoping that we would at least, you know, try winning. That's all we care about.
Right.
I mean, we want to win. We want to win. We all want to win. But
obviously, we had a couple of post-game interviews on the sideline on the game of the week. So you individually are having a very nice season.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And so, what's going through your mind there? You know, does the individual stuff ever creep in there, or is it all about
No.
redemption and winning a championship?
Not at all. We know we want to get back to the state championship game, and we know we want that blue trophy because we can't settle for red again. We can't settle for losing at all. But we know we earned it. Like we earned it this year too throughout the games. So by the time we're like 6-0, I want to say like we got a chance. Like let's go. Let's finish this. Like we're blowing teams out. Like let's go. Coming into district, finishing district. Well, we had it all coming. We had it all in.
So you spend the entire year listening to all this Cleveland talk, right? You've got to have heard it. What's going on? What's going on inside the locker room there? Is that ever talked about? Is that used as extra motivation that, hey, people just love the Cleveland Storm this year. People just love Dorian Lewis this year. Is that something you use to motivate yourself? Is that something the team used to motivate them?
Both ways, honestly, because we know we're the best team. We know because we just know who we are. We know how we play, and we know what we're capable of. And don't get me wrong, Cleveland got some big guys, but that didn't faze us at all.
Where does that edge come from? I mean, I got to do a lot of your games, a lot of them on the sideline, some of them up in the booth, and you guys definitely play with that swagger, that moxie, right? and you know that's the swagger that makes people hate La Cueva, and that's the swagger that makes people like me admire the hell out of La Cueva. Is you guys play with that little bit of a swagger. Where does that come from? Where did that come from? Is that coach driven? Is that driven by the fellas? Is that driven by past success, or is that driven by just some guys on the defense that just want to hit the crap out of somebody? Where does all that come from?
Man, I can't answer that, honestly. I could say my best answer for you is defense, no doubt about, but maybe it's from past success. Maybe it's just the new generation of us, or just how we are. I don't know. But
so if I'm trying to get some DeAndre swagger, right? Because Josh, we're not cool, right? So if we're trying to get some of that, like, because we're Knights, right? We went to Del Norte, we didn't win anything. So if we're trying to get some of that La Cueva swagger, how would we go about building that swagger? Do we have to start dressing nicer? Do we need nicer cars? That's it. We need nicer cars, don't we? We gotta start dressing better. I mean, help us, man. Help us build that La Cueva swagger.
I don't know. I can't. I don't know if I have it myself.
Oh, I think you have it, man. I think you have it.
I don't know.
How is it playing on a team like that, though, that's so confident in their abilities? Because it's not just one guy out there. It's not just you. Right. But it's every position on that field. They're confident.
Linemen, it's everyone. Coaches, it's everyone. It's a team sport. It's a team sport. It's a team sport.
You bring up coaches, and we're big Brandon Back fans, myself and Josh. But can you tell us a good Brandon Back story, like a good one we could use against him? Those aren't there. Those are off. Those cameras are off, man. Okay. Tell us a good Brandon Back.
I thought they were on.
Of course they're on. But he's not watching. Tell us a good story, man, that we can use against Brandon sometime. There's got to be something embarrassing he does.
I don't know. He's always roasting me. He's always roasting me. I really don't have a good story. I guess. Man, he's always just roasting me. I don't know.
You got to work on that during the commercial. You got to think of a Brandon Back story.
Okay.
All right, let's go through the championship game here. This is the full highlight of the game. Okay. So why don't you take us through this? You be Adam Deal. You be the Al Michaels announcer guy and take us through this.
Okay. I'm running. I'm going. I should have scored, but no, not good enough. I get tackled.
Is that what Coach said?
No, that's me. That's me personally. I got gassed out. I really should have scored that. What is this right here? Let's see. Oh, fumble. Yeah, that's a fumble. Cleveland, they know that's a fumble. They know that's a touchdown too. Bam. Beep boop boop bop.
So you guys go up early there. When you guys go up early, did you think, okay, this is going to be a shootout? Or when you go up early, did you think, oh, man, with our defense, it's done. It's done for.
We knew no one can't stop our defense. We knew that mentality going in. Like, we had that mindset going in. No one can stop our defense. We knew we probably had maybe some doubt a little bit in our offense, maybe just a little bit. But other than that, we know what we did last week and what we could bring to the table. And we know what we can do.
And this is late in the game here.
Was that the pick six?
I believe so.
Oh, no. That was the second one, I think. Defense is just nasty.
Now, that's the defense you have to go against in practice. So you'd be the best to talk about that defense, right? I mean,
man,
is that the best defense you've ever seen? Compare that defense to last year's defense, because that's what a lot of people talked about, was comparing this group to last year's group. What were the differences in those two defenses, you think? Or did they both just hit really hard?
Yeah, I mean, man, they're both unbelievable defense, but I can't. Maybe physicality. I don't know. Okay, so in practice, when we run sprints, I guess last year's group, they would complain. They would complain when we do sprints. I guess like, oh man, like again. This year, there's no complaining. Right. Like, let's go. Like, that's the difference I seen, honestly. But other than that,
defense. Did the defense kind of lead this team, or I mean, who are some of the leaders on this team as we look at your celebration here? Is it's got to be pretty special celebrating at Cleveland there, right?
They're a home turf.
Yep.
Something we dreamed about. Something we wanted, even before. Like, the reason why I came out here too is I wanted to win a state championship, and to accomplish that goal is just a blessing. It's just a blessing.
So who were some of the leaders on that squad?
Of our football team?
Sure.
Let's go with Boomer Mady, Dylan Summer, Ryan Malone, Kendrick Milford, Bussy Lawrence, Ethan Pearson, everyone. Everyone's a leader. So
let's talk about a little bit towards the end of the season. You guys are struggling to put teams away at that point, right? The margins are getting a little closer, right? You start having clowns like me on TV saying, "Man, thank God for their kicker Camacho."
Yep.
Right?
MVP. That's MVP.
That's right, MVP Camacho. That's what I was saying. But so things are tightening. Teams are getting closer. What was going on there? Was that something? Was it teams were just playing better? Were you guys not engaged?
Oh, not at all.
I mean, what was going on there that we didn't see?
I don't think
from your perspective, what was going on?
I don't think the teams were playing any better than us at all. That's why I'm not trying to be cocky or nothing, but it's just because like we came out flat. We did not have the energy to play. We just came out flat. We didn't execute our offense at times, our defense, special teams at times. But other than that, we came through.
Where did that flatness come from? I mean, you hear it a lot, or if you recall, and I know you're much younger than I am, but the end of the Laker dynasty, right? You started to hear that when they weren't interested unless it was the playoffs, right? And people say that maybe that's how the Warriors will tumble. They're not interested unless it's a big game or unless it's the playoffs. Were you guys disengaged, or is it just you just came out flat?
We just came out flat because I personally came out flat too on games we've been losing by as well. We've been down by, and games where we started flat as well. It's not just the team; it's everyone. That's everyone.
Playoffs start, first round. Go through that game real quick.
He had enough leg to make that, but it's like God just like blew the ball for him to miss it.
Right, so it was close.
He had the distance. Big boy had the distance. Yeah.
And then we move ahead to the game, the championship. Obviously, we looked at the highlights. That's what everyone wanted, right? They wanted Cleveland. They wanted La Cueva. And what does that look? That's obviously the game we wanted as fans and as the media. Is that the game you guys wanted?
Oh yeah, for sure. Even by week 5, that's when we predicted it's going to be us in it. It's going to be us against them, and we're going to take it.
Then finally here, before we run out of time in this segment, but is there anything that would have led you to believe that you were going to have just this signature moment on that it was anything different? Or, I mean, when did you realize that, okay, just get on my back, boys?
I didn't realize it at all. I just went out there and just gave it my all and tried my best. That's all it was. And the coaches did the right play calls, offense, lineman blocking, everyone just executing and beating their man one-on-one. It's just unbelievable. It's just a straight blessing. I'm telling you, man, it's a straight blessing.
And you know, he's right. With coaches play calling, you know, sometimes Adam and I, we'll stay in the booth and we'll just yell, "Give it to DeAndre! Stop throwing it!" And man, did they do that in the championship, right? And I was keeping up with it because I was doing a title game in Roswell. But I mean, that was a pretty special moment to go off on Championship Saturday. We're going to take our final timeout here of the show, and then we'll talk about what's next.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rawlins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
All right, we're back here on Local Focus. Blue trophy in hand. Describe the post-game euphoria and the 24 hours after that game. I mean, what's going on there?
I still haven't even celebrated.
Really?
I really haven't. No.
Why is that?
Still work to do, honestly.
Right.
I feel like, I don't know, just a lot of stuff. We got interviews, colleges, I still haven't celebrated yet.
So what's next for you? What is, in terms of colleges? What was there heading into the season? What was there in the middle of the season? What's there now? I mean, take us through that.
We could say Air Force wasn't there in the beginning of the season, but other than that, I'm probably not gonna go D1. I'm gonna go probably to JUCO, most likely. JUCO is where I'm gonna go to, and we'll see where that goes. Honestly, maybe I can go 1 year, 2 year, go D1, or 1 year, 2 years going to pros. I'm out.
Have the locals kicked the tires? Has UNM, Aggies, anything like that? No,
sir, no. And that's because of my grades. You know, that's because of my grades.
And so, when you look back at your time, is that something that you'll regret?
Oh, of course. That's something I regret now, of course. Okay. Yeah. But you live and you learn, and you just got to get better. That's all it is. Everyone has a different route.
So if you could give advice to a young DeAndre right now, what would that advice be?
Young DeAndre, man. I'll be on his butt. Tell him to go to class. Just go to class. Everything that your parents and elders tell you, it all comes back and bites you in the butt.
Right.
It really does.
And what are some of those? You talk about parents. You talk about your support system.
Yep.
Who is your support system? Talk about them.
I got my support team. Shout out to my dad. Got my dad, the coaches, and everyone just who supports me. Teammates, parents. Shout out to them. Just the whole Cueva community, honestly, and it's a blessing. It's a blessing. And
so, what does? I mean, with some of the things you mentioned, obviously the grades, but
right.
What does the future still hold? I mean, how much football? How much football's left in that body?
A lot.
What do you still want to accomplish?
I still got a lot to accomplish. This is just the end of one chapter. On to the next. Now it's just time to graduate, go play college ball, and take it from there. Just take it from there.
Do you anticipate that? Do you anticipate that taking you out of state?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. I do.
Any particular places that you're eyeing right now?
Probably Butler, JUCO, out in Kansas, and that's one I'm eyeing right now. Honestly,
obviously,
that's really calm.
You know, the JUCO route is a route a lot of people take to get to where they want to go. Right.
That's right. And it's one of the routes. There's so many routes, I guess, and there's so many different routes, and that's the route that's been given to me, I guess, and I have to accept it. And
are we going to see DeAndre Williams playing on Saturday or Sunday?
You have to.
All right, man. That's what I want to hear.
You have to. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. just the final thing is going to be La Cueva's got a lot of tradition. Ronnie Daniels, that name came up a lot during the season.
That's right.
It came up when Dorian was knocking on some of his numbers. And but when you look back at La Cueva football history, your championship game is going to be something that's not rivaled by even the greats like Ronnie. Didn't have a championship game like that. Did you ever have you had the time to stop and think like, holy crap, what did I just do in the championship game?
I did not, and that's probably why I still haven't celebrated, because I still haven't seen that. I don't know. I'm still I'm taking it slow though. We just got a new house as well, moving in. We're just taking it slow. We're taking it slow right now.
All right, that's my guest. He's a state champ. The blue trophy is at La Cueva. Thanks to that man right there, DeAndre Williams. Best of luck the rest of the way, my friend.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Next week we'll be all new with Xavier Ivy Sod. Thanks for joining us, and good night, everybody.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at Proview Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online